Hi and welcome to History Soaps You Name It, where I give you the historical documentaries and edits your heart desires. Today we are going to take a first look at the first known queen of Ailech, Erca Ingen Loarn. Who was Erca Ingen Loarn? Princess Erca Ingen Loarn of Dalriata was born to King Loarn mac Egbert of Dalriata. Dalriata was a Gaelic kingdom that encompassed much of modern Argyll in Scotland and County Antrim in Northern Ireland. Born a princess, Erca's only true use and destiny lay in a marriage beneficial to her father's kingdom, or life as a nun, which would lay up treasure for her father and herself in heaven. Thanks to the limited opportunities granted to her sex during this era, Princess Erca wouldn't have received a very comprehensive education. In fact, what little she was taught would have been mostly confined to religious instruction, embroidery and maybe a little music. She would have been lucky to have learnt to read and write in her own language, which was in all likelihood a version of Scots Gaelic or primitive Irish. We aren't actually completely sure what her religion was, because they were too prevalent in Ireland at this time. Christianity, which started spreading in 431 but took until the 600s to become fully entrenched, and Celtic paganism. The latter appears more likely. Erca's birthplace, other than having been most likely somewhere in Dalriata, is unidentifiable. Her birth can also only be narrowed down to about the early to mid 5th century. It isn't known for sure when the marriage between herself and King Wydach mac Egen of Ailech took place, yet given that this was, I believe, a marriage alliance between the Irish kingdoms of Ailech and Dalriata, it seems feasible that it took place during her husband's early years on the throne. So, we can kind of guesstimate that they were married no earlier than around 465 or so. Erca was not the first queen of Ailech, but she was certainly the first we know about, and one of the most prominent, with the most role to play. Her predecessor, Wydach's mother, was not even merited a mention in the history books, despite the fact that she more than fulfilled the requirements for queen with the delivery of up to 3 sons. In my opinion, this indicates that the wife of Ailech's founder, Eogan mac Niall, was not a foreign royal, or at least not responsible for holding an alliance together, whereas Erca clearly was. Queen Erca soon discharged her duty, giving birth to a healthy son and heir for her husband, Prince Moerchitach mac Moardaig, who died in either 532 or 534. Now it has been revealed that Moardaig had another 3 sons, Feradach, Moan and Tigernach. What is in question is their maternal ancestry. Were they Erca's offspring too, or were they merely her stepchildren, or illegitimate? Let me know what you think in the comments below, because the answers from history are not forthcoming, I'm afraid. What causes me to think that they might not actually be Erca's children too is the fact that they all went on to found separate, distinct branches of the Uaneil on their own, rather than compiling with their brother in the Chanel mac Erca branch. Queen Erca, although clearly legendary according to Thomas Charles Edwards, had a lot to be proud of. Her son went on not only to become Ailech's 3rd king, ensuring the continued peace and continuity of that realm, but became High King of Ireland as well. Sadly, marriage was not entirely positive, at least at the start for Erca, we can imagine. As a foreign princess, she would have probably been required, or at least pressured, to convert from Celtic paganism, if indeed this is the faith she followed, to Christianity, which was founded by her deceased father-in-law as the main staple religion in Ireland and definitely in Ailech, and probably was the only faith ever followed by her spouse. In addition, Erca most likely would have spoken a different version of Gaelic than that of her husband. His would probably have been more Irish in nature, but the nature of her own was probably either solely Scots or a mixture of Scots-Irish, depending on where in her father's kingdom she was raised. Communication between the married couple at first would surely have been difficult. Her son Moerchitach went on to found the Chanel mac Erca dynasty of the Northern Uaneil in Erca's name, although it was undoubtedly meant to honour her father, the royal alliance and combination of both houses, rather than herself. The name Erca is not in use today and would have been an ancient creation, one that bears a resemblance to the modern name Erika, which means eternal ruler and ever powerful in Old Norse. This meaning is very apt for this incredibly royal woman. The fact that the Irish version of Erca is Erca adds more credence to this idea. We do not know when Erca ingen Loarn died or whether she outlived or predeceased her husband. So there we have it, a thoroughly royal, legendary, but unknowable, enigmatic queen. That's it for today, folks. Thank you very much for watching. My apologies for any mispronunciations, which I would be happy for you to correct in the comments section below, and I will see you next time.